What's going on, guys? It's the Bigs Podcast, episode 22, and today we are going to discuss over-unders for team wins on the season, and we're going to discuss how we think each division is going to shake out. We're going to talk MVPs, we're going to talk Rookies of the Year, we're going to talk Comeback Player of the Year, we're going to talk about Cy Young. This is pretty much our 2022 projection. With me this week, first off, from Northern New Jersey, Mike Haber. Mike, how are you this evening, sir?
Doing great, Joe. Thanks for having me. I feel like it's been a while since I've been on. Love being back, and I can't believe that this is all starting up soon. It's kind of wild.
2 weeks until opening day. I am absolutely stoked. Does Michael Conforto have a job yet? Jason Ashby from Denver, Colorado?
He does not. I am more employed than Michael Conforto is at the moment. I don't know what's taking him so long, but hopefully for his sake he signs within the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, I would certainly hope so. Otherwise, he's looking at a pretty long time he would be sitting out, because we've seen this happen with Dallas Keuchel a couple of years ago where he had to sign late with the Braves. That's the kind of situation that he's in right now. Let's get this thing underway here, guys. I have the over-unders as far as Las Vegas is showing it most recently. We're going to start in the NL East. We're going to start with the defending world champion Atlanta Braves. Mike Haber, I'll start with you. The over-under here is 90 wins.
Over.
Okay. And why is that?
I don't think it's over by a lot. I think 91, 92 is probably pretty accurate. But I mean, yeah, they lost Freeman, but they saved money on him and traded for Olsen and just beefed up their bullpen with the money they saved from Freeman. So it's not like this team got worse by any means. Ronald Acuna is, I think, the key for me. And if he comes back healthy and gives them something close to a full year, I could see them with 92 wins on the season.
Okay. Jason Ashby, you going over as well?
I think I am. Originally, I wasn't going to, because I feel like it's mostly the same team as they had last year, minus Freeman, but add Olsen. But Acuna, a full season of Acuna is going to be key. And say what you will about him, Marcell Ozuna, they're going to have a full year of him too, that they didn't have last year. So I can see them going above 90 wins.
I have them going under, and I'm kind of just feeling like this is going to be a World Series hangover. Like, okay, we got it all out of our system. We won. Like, let's regroup this year. The rotation isn't great, guys. Like, it's Max Fried, Charlie Morton, Ian Anderson, Huascar Ynoa, and Tucker Davidson. That's not a front five that I really enjoy. Mike Soroka, who knows when he's going to come back from both of his heels exploding. The bullpen is nice. I have to admit the bullpen's nice. Adding Colin McHugh along with Kenley Jansen this past week has been wonderful.
Yeah.
That really lengthens this bullpen. Will Smith no longer becomes the closer. Like, it's a nice bullpen. Do I think... Would it be terrible for me to say that the Atlanta Braves win 88 games in their defense of their championship? No. That's how many games they won last year. So I'm just going to go ahead and say under. I do have them finishing second in the division, though. We'll get to more on that in a moment. Let's talk about the Philadelphia Phillies, who finished in second place last year. Their over-under, Jason, is 87.
Last year they had 82 wins. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm going under. I not by too much. Like I think they're definitely in the 80s. I think they're an 80 win team. But I'm going to go under. The lineup is a little suspect to me. Adding Castellanos and Schwarber is big. And obviously Harper, but Realmuto might be on a downside. Hoskins, Segura, Gregorius, that just doesn't do much for me. So yeah, I'm gonna go under for that.
All right, Mike Haber, you seem to be at least giving the inkling that you're agreeing with him. You're going under as well.
I'm going under as well. I think this is a team over 500, but not by much this year. One or two injuries to that rotation, and suddenly it's, a little less scary. Like I know Zach Wheeler isn't injured, but he's kind of slowly developing here in spring. And yeah, some of these guys like Rhys Hoskins, like I just don't necessarily trust him. Schwarber will probably get hurt at some point. And their bullpen is always an absolute joke. So
yeah.
And it is not any better this year. They got rid of Hector Neris and they added Jerry Familia and Brad Hand. This does not improve their bullpen. For some reason, Ben Nisman believes that this is going to be a good bullpen. I will take that bet every single day.
Yeah.
Twice on Sunday.
Yeah.
I think this bullpen is going to be garbage. And yeah, if anything happens to either Nola or Wheeler or, God forbid, both, this team's going to tank.
Yeah.
I don't like any of the depth pieces that they have beyond their starters. So if something happens to Nick Castellanos, I'm not exactly thrilled about Adam Hazley or Mickey Moniak coming in to replace him. It's not what I would call a conducive situation. I'm going under as well. I have them finishing third. I think right around 500 is where we can expect them to finish.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the New York Metropolitans. Mike Haber, I'm going to start with you here as the unbiased Yankee fan. 89.5, over or under?
Over.
Okay.
I have them finishing first in the NL East. This rotation is horrifying for any of their opponents. You don't want to face the Mets in a short playoff season, but most importantly, I do feel like they have depth this year. I feel like they have a strong bench this year, which is something that hasn't always been there. I like their bullpen a little bit more. I just feel like they're built to win right now. And I've been reading a lot of criticisms that they don't have the best lineup, but I actually kind of really like their lineup. I think it's really well balanced. They've got speed and power and batting average. What else do you need in that lineup?
And plenty of lefties to righty ratios.
Yeah.
It's a really, really balanced lineup. There are some questions. Brandon Nimmo, can he stay healthy for a full season as a leadoff hitter? Because if he can, you're going to see a career year. Starling Marte has questions. Lindor is a bounce back candidate. We'll see if that happens. Robinson Cano coming back from a steroid suspension. Jeff McNeil had a piss poor 2021. Can Jacob deGrom stay healthy? There's plenty of questions. And if everything breaks right, this could be a 100-win team. I'm also going over. I have them winning the division. Jason, are you echoing everything I've just said?
100%, 100%. And last year, going into the year, I was excited about their depth. This year, it's even better. Because now, if something were to happen, deGrom isn't, if something happens to deGrom, Tyler McGill now has that experience. David Peterson has that experience. So they have guys down there, Jordan Yamamoto. They have guys that they can bring up in case of an injury. And on the offensive side, they signed guys like Travis Jankowski and guys who at least have some experience and can be plugged in. If somebody goes down. What I'm really excited about.
We've got real guys who can fill in, not like the guys we used to have. Albert Almora immediately jumps to mind.
Yeah.
Instead, we've got Daniel Polka. It's Khalil Lee. Khalil Lee and Nick Plummer are the two top outfield prospects right now in case something happens out there. I mean, Mark Vientos at third certainly sounds like fun.
Yeah. Ronnie Mauricio,
he's coming.
There's guys down there that, and look, as long as Uncle Steve is at the helm of this team, nothing is out of the question. So
they used to say in a loving organization that I certainly hold dear to my heart, anything can happen in the New York Metropolitans. Let's move on to the Miami Marlins. They have their over-under set at 77, Jason Ashby.
That's a good one. I had them finishing fourth in the division. I'm gonna go slightly over. I think they could hit 500. They have a lot of promising youngsters. That rotation, if it's very young but very very good, very very talented. If the lineup can click, I could see this being a 500 team.
Mike Haber, you seemed very intrigued when he said over. Are you leaning that way as well?
Yeah, I'm leaning that way as well. I actually have them slightly over the Phillies in third place. So
Interesting.
I love this pitching staff. I like this young team, and there's not a lot of pressure on the Marlins this year, I don't think. So they can get away with playing Jesus Sanchez every day and seeing what is that guy? Is he a star in the making? Is Jazz Chisholm the star? Who else did they just sign? Jorge Soler, right?
Yeah, Soler's going to hit second for them. Let me just run down this lineup real quick. Jazz Chisholm leading off, playing second. Jorge Soler batting second in left. Garrett Cooper is the DH batting third. Avisel Garcia is in right batting fourth. Jesus Sanchez is the center fielder batting fifth. Aguilar is the first baseman batting sixth. Brian Anderson is the third baseman batting seventh. Jacob Stallings is the catcher batting eighth. And Miguel Rojas, that pesky son of a bitch, is batting ninth and playing shortstop, and he's going to hit 412 against the Mets.
And you know what? Good for Garrett Cooper, who's going to get regular at-bats from the DH. I'm happy that guy's going to get a chance to play a little bit.
Yeah, man. The concern was always that Garrett Cooper would end up taking Jesus Aguilar's. Hey, they have two Jesuses in their lineup. They have two Jesuses batting back to back.
Oh, Jesus.
Destined for greatness, yeah.
Yes. I forgot what I was going to say. The rotation is sick, all right? Sandy Alcantara is going to pitch 200 innings this year. Bank on it. Pablo Lopez. If ever there's going to be a year that I've been saying this dude's going to win the Cy, what if it's this year? What if he just breaks out and throws to a 2.85 ERA across 190 innings? Is that insane?
Sure. Not at
Trevor
all.
Rogers was terrific last year. If he can do anything similar, it'll be great. And then Eliezer Hernandez and Jesus Luzardo round out the starting five. Sixto Sanchez is having shoulder issues again, and apparently he came to camp very out of shape. We are also still talking about Braxton Garrett, Jordan Holloway, Paul Campbell, Max Meyer. There's a ton of prospects still coming. Edward Cabrera is another one. So,
and they're holding on to these guys, but if come July, if this team is fighting, I could see them making a deal.
I could see them fighting for a wild card spot late. Now, I don't think that they're going to get there. I have them finishing fourth, but I'm with you guys. I think the over is the play here. That will bring us to the Washington Nationals that we have set at 70.5.
Ooh.
Yeah. Mike Haver, what are you thinking?
So that's tough because I had them pegged at 70 wins. Let's go under.
You're going under.
Go under. I can't look at that rotation without wanting to vom all over the place. So I'm gonna go under.
It is a rotation of Patrick Corbin, Josiah Gray, Paulo Espino, Eric Fetty, and ageless wonder Anibal Sanchez. Steven Strasburg still out from thoracic outlet surgery.
And the bullpen is not much better, with Kyle Finnegan, I guess, being the best arm in the bullpen.
Finnegan, Rainey, Cishek, and Doolittle, and Will Harris. Don't forget, they signed Will Harris to this big deal because he was going to be the guy there, right? Trash pickup.
I mean,
yeah.
I like Juan Soto having the protection of Nelson Cruz this year. I think that's kind of nice.
Sure. That's about the only guy I would realistically buy in on. I don't know that I would buy in on Nelson Cruz. That's a really bad hitter's park. Josh Bell, maybe. Kybert Ruiz is a nice price for a catcher. But after that, it's what do we do? Maikel Franco's really their starting third baseman right now because Kieboom is hurt?
Yep.
Yeah. and that's for me like that just shows me that there's no depth to this team, and I'm going under as well.
And I assume we all have the Nationals finishing last this year.
Yes.
Very
All
much
right,
so.
so I have it as the Mets, Braves, Phillies, Marlins, Nationals. Is that? I think Jason, you're lining up with me as well.
Indeed.
Okay, and then Mike, you've just got the Phillies and Marlins flipped. Then is that correct?
Yep, that's correct.
All right. Well, that was nice and easy. We'll move on to the NL Central, where we have got the Milwaukee Brewers, who won last year, and their over-under, Jason Ashby, is at 90.
That's interesting. Yeah, I'll give them a slight over on that. I do have them finishing second in the division, but I think they can top 90 wins with that rotation. I think they can hit 90 wins.
Okay. Mike Haber, 90 wins, over or under?
I'm gonna go under.
Okay.
I did pick the Brewers as my first place team, but I don't think anyone in this division is gonna crack 90 wins. I love the rotation. The lineup has never really scared me much, and I think there's still a lot of pressure on Christian Yelich and for him to have a huge bounce back. Obviously, the rotation is sick, but like, you got to score runs too, and they had some trouble with that last year. Luckily, you're playing a garbage town group of teams most of the year, but that's the only reason why they got the division for me.
It is an interesting situation in this division. For what it's worth, guys, the Brewers won 95 games last year. Other than the mess that was going on in the NL West between the Dodgers and the Giants, they were the best team in the National League. I don't think you guys are putting any respect on this team for what they've already accomplished. Now, they went out and addressed some issues in this offseason. Outfield hitting was one of them. They went and got Hunter Renfroe. They went and got Andrew McCutchen. They still have Lorenzo Cain, and you're banking on a Yelich bounce back, but now it's not so terrible if Yelich doesn't bounce back to 40 homers and 20 steals. Rowdy Tellez at first base, you guys know I love him, but Willy Adames is the hell of a pickup from last year. And that dude is one of the guys that's going to make this lineup churn. Omar Narvaez is a nice catching piece. I would like to see them upgrade at third base. Don't get me wrong here. Jace Peterson isn't really the answer. Luis Urias appears to have a strained quad right now, so that's why roster resource is showing them as such. I don't think Urias is the answer either, but I do like his versatility in fantasy. I have them going over. I have them winning the division. Respect the Brewers. They're really good. Let's go to the St. Louis Cardinals. Mike Haber, we'll start with you on this one. 86 is the over or the under.
Oh. Damn, I'm gonna go slightly over.
Okay.
Go over. I could see them winning 87, 88 games because they're the Cardinals and because they're playing the Cubs, Reds, and Pirates all year. But without Jack Flaherty, Jason and I were actually just talking about this. Without Jack Flaherty, like this, I don't like this rotation at all. Like Wainwright had a renaissance year last year. Can he do it again? Maybe, but
what if he doesn't?
What if he doesn't? You got Miles Michaelis, you've got Dakota Hudson. Steven Matz is not bad, but I don't think he can like anchor a rotation.
He's not a 3. He's not a 3.
No.
Jason, he's not a 3.
You know what? I'm not as down on him as you are. I think there's potential here. I think he's got a contract now. Like I don't know. I can see him just kind of relaxing and going out there and pitching. I had the Cardinals winning the division. I love the offense, and I love the bullpen. I don't know what the deal is with Jack Flaherty. Like if he's gone for most of the year, that probably changes things. But I'm erring on the side of he comes back like early on, and kind of anchors that.
Question.
Yeah.
Is Jack Flaherty good? Hear me out. 2021, he was injured, and he pitched to a Where's my information? A 3.22 ERA across 15 starts and 78 innings. Very good. But, like, can you stay healthy? In 2020, in 40 innings, he threw to a 4.91. What you're really chasing here is the 2.75 that was in 2019, and we know what he did in 2019. The second half is all you're chasing. Is he that guy?
I mean, he might be somewhere in between, but so I don't know if he's like a Cy Young. I don't have him as a Cy Young candidate, but
so would you say him or Lucas Giolito?
Oh, Giolito.
Who is the better pitcher?
Giolito.
Okay. Because I'm starting to not be sold on this guy, and like, I got him in 2018.
He's only 26, so like.
But he's already having shoulder problems, man. I'm not really feeling this. Like, it's not like he had some freak injury where he like tore his hamstring or something, right? Like, this has all been arm stuff. I'm not good with that. I do have the Cardinals going over 86 and finishing second, but that's only because the other teams in this division are garbage, and we're going to talk about them. Let's move on to the Cincinnati Reds, who finished third last year. Mike Haber, their over-under is 73.5.
Jeez.
It's an interesting number, isn't it?
It is. You know what? I'm actually going to say under.
You're going to say under?
I'm going to say under. I think that this team is going to perform poorly in the beginning of the year, and I think that this team is going to sell more of their pieces. Like, yeah, they've held on to Tyler Mahle and they've held on to Luis Castillo, but I can't necessarily see them holding on to those pieces all year. And if you are going to have that fire sale halfway through the year, like, this team is going to tank. You already saw Jesse Winker and Suarez go. Like, I can't believe that they're going to like play hard consistently all year without tanking and getting rid of pieces.
This is going to be a bad season in Cincinnati. Very bad season. And yet they went out and signed Tommy Pham. Somebody explain that one to me.
No.
You just traded away Jesse Winker, who's better than Tommy Pham. You let Nick Castellanos walk, who's better than Tommy Pham, but you signed Tommy Pham. Why?
I mean,
Jason, how are you feeling on the Reds?
Yeah, I'm under. I know I guess they have TJ Friedel. I don't know how you say his name, but he's supposedly like the next up and coming guy there. But he's already 26. They have some nice pieces, but I'm with Mike. I see them, falling out early and selling, trading Moustakas and trading Castillo. I had them finishing fourth. I think they're under that. Yeah.
I'm with you on the fourth.
I do like Mike Johnson India, and I like Nick Senzel if he can stay healthy. But and some of the pitching prospects are good. I like Vladimir Gutierrez. I like Hunter Green, but not enough to say that they're going to be better than fourth place team.
This is going to be a bad team. They're going to win 70 games, and maybe not even. We'll move on to the Chicago Cubs, who finished fourth last year and are at 73. Jason.
I'm going to go slightly over. I'm going to go over. I think they can. I think they could surprise people. I don't know what this team is doing. Me and Mike were talking about this off camera too. Like, this team is just so confusing. Like, are they going for it or are they not going for it? Mm-hmm. Like, they sold off a bunch of pieces last summer, but they held on to Contreras, and now they just signed Suzuki to a 5-year deal. But they also signed Jonathan VR. Like, I don't know what they're doing. But I think this team has some potential. So I had them finishing third, and I could see them pushing 80 wins.
Wow, you could see them pushing 500. I think that's a little bit lofty an expectation, but I'm with you on the over. I also have them finishing third. Mike Haber, where do you stand with these guys?
I think you guys kind of know because I've talked about it, but I have this like sneaky suspicion that the Cubs are going to be kind of good this year. And by good, I mean like they're not going to make the playoffs, but they're going to exceed people's expectations. I kind of do see them hitting 500 this year, because of all the times they're going to play the Reds and the Pirates, but also like I think they've got some fun players. Like, how I feel about Frankie Boy Schwindel.
Frankie Two Bags.
Seiya Suzuki is a great ad. I think Ian Happ, we see a nice bounce back from him. Wilson Contreras in the center of the lineup. Like, and can Kyle Hendricks come back and be something closer to normal? I don't know.
Maybe.
I hope. Maybe. But Stroman's a nice piece, and Wade Miley's a nice piece. So
is Wade Miley a nice piece? Or is Wade
Cubs?
Miley just really a stopgap? Wade Miley's a stopgap. Let's be real.
At least he can give you innings, though.
Yes, and that's exactly what Anibal Sanchez is giving the Washington Nationals. Like, it's not
poopy innings, but yes.
Yeah. Oh, do we want to compare Wade Miley and Anibal Sanchez right now? I'm pretty sure Wade Miley has given more poopy innings over his career than Anibal Sanchez has. And they don't have a bullpen. They've got those guys. Rowan Wick, David Robertson, Michael Givens, Chris Martin, Daniel Norris. Do I need to continue? Like, this is not a bullpen. This is guys they're the guys in the background that, like, fill out the gang that make it look bigger. I do, for what it's worth, have them going over and finishing third, but more because the Reds and Pirates are going to suck worse. Let's talk about the Pirates real quick. Mike, 64.5 is their number.
Let's say, damn, that's like 98 losses. That's
Yep.
I'm gonna say slightly over. Let's give them 65.
You're going to give them 65 wins. That'll still have them finishing last, I would imagine.
Yes.
Jason Ashby, you with us on that?
I'm not. I don't see how this team doesn't lose 100 games.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of with you on that.
Who's winning games for them? Like, Jose Quintana is their ace. Like,
that is an insult to the word ace.
Okay, he's their number one. He's their number one. Like,
man, this is bad.
I don't know who's winning games for this team. Even if Brian Hayes and Brian Reynolds are good, that's not enough to avoid a 100 loss season.
They have Yoshi Susugo, Jason.
And do not sleep on big beefy baseball boy Daniel Vogelbach. Don't sleep on him. That's a 30 homer bat in this lineup. And I don't see why you would sleep on that.
Never.
He'll just have 30 RBIs because he'll just be driving himself in.
No, I think Brian Reynolds will get on base decently.
Yeah,
there's the opportunity for something here. Could I see them going over 65 wins? No, I don't. No, I don't at all. Like, they're still going to play the Brewers and get crushed and probably get pounded into the dirt by whatever the Reds are throwing out there anyway.
Yeah.
So I have it: Brewers, Cardinals, Cubs, Reds, Pirates. Mike Haber, your order?
Brewers, Cardinals, Cubs, Reds, Pirates.
Okay.
I just have Cardinals and Brewers flipped.
Cool. Just updating my little tracker here, because at the end of the season, we're going to come back and have this conversation. Be like, oh, we liked this team, and that was terrible. All right, let's move over to the NL West, the dogfight that was last year between the Giants, who won the division, and the Dodgers, who got Freddie Freeman. Start with the Giants. It's 85.5, Jason Ashby. Do you like this number?
Yeah, I'll give them a little bit over. Spoiler alert, I do have the Dodgers finishing, and actually I'm gonna correct that. I'm gonna say under, because I actually had the Giants finishing third. So I'm gonna give them a little bit under. I know that they were the Cinderella story last year. I'm just not excited. There's no more Buster Posey. I don't know if Joey Bart's any good. This offense doesn't excite me at all. The pitching is good, but it's got a lot of question marks. Is Logan Webb for real? Can Carlos Rodon throw a full season? So I'm not too excited about this team. I had them probably maybe a little bit above 500, but unless they have another miracle in their pocket, I'm not high on them.
Mike Haber, Jason Ashby is not high on the Giants. How do you feel about this team?
I'm in agreement about their lineup, but this is like I've said this before. It's like the Tampa Bay Rays of the NL. I see them. I'm gonna take the over. And I have them in second place as of right now. And the only reason is because I want to see what happens with Tatis and the Padres. I'm sure we're gonna get to that in a second, but this pitching staff is great. I love Logan Webb. I think he's an ace in the making. Carlos Rodon was a huge add. DeSclafani, Alex Cobb, Alex Wood, like those are 5 really serviceable starting pitchers that the Giants will scratch runs together. And I think if they're competing, this is a team that can add some pieces in July.
There are so many platoons on this team that are just going to dink, dunk, and double people to death.
Yep.
It is ridiculous. Tommy La Stella, a lefty, Brandon Belt, Brandon Crawford, Lamont Wade Jr. That's your first 4 batters, all left-handed. Evan Longoria might be the only guy who gets full-time playing time in this roster. Because I don't necessarily, and even Wilmer Flores can play third.
Yeah.
Mike Yastrzemski, Jock Peterson, Joey Bart, and Steven Duggar. The entire lineup other than Bart and Longoria are left-handed, and the entire bench is right-handed. This is just a mess of platoons, dependent upon what they're playing. I even have the argument that this rotation is better than last year, and Gausman and Cueto are gone. Because Rodon, I think, is just the type of guy, like Gausman, to have a nice season somewhere, and the Giants go, yo, what if he did this? And they pull him in, they figure out whatever it is, and he becomes ridiculously good, like Gausman became. Logan Webb, what if he's just the number 3? What if Anthony DeSclafani is just another number 3? What if Alex Wood is just another number 3? And what if Alex Cobb is just another number 3? And you just have a whole bunch of like decent guys with high floors, but not necessarily tremendously high ceilings. This will hold your fort. And the bullpen is the bullpen. The bullpen is good. We've seen that the bullpen is good.
Mm-hmm.
We know that they've got a ton of depth. They use their farm system very fluidly. So I think it's a foregone conclusion that the Giants are not going to all of a sudden drop 30 more games than they won last year. So, or 22 more games than they did last year. So for that reason alone, just the sheer number that they would have to drop, I'm going to take the over. I do have them finishing second. Let's just move on to the Dodgers, who do have the highest number in the league this season. Jason Ashby, 97.5 for the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Dodgers are obviously the cream of the crop of the league, but I feel like it's still a little lofty for me. So I am going to go under that. I think they'll crack 90 wins, absolutely. I don't know if it's going to be that high. The pitching after Walker Buehler, like I feel like the pitching could be a little suspect, depending on what kind of Kershaw we get and if Urias can build off of last year. But they're still the cream of the division, absolutely.
Mike Haber, do you also have them winning this division?
I have them winning this division, and I have them over that number. Yeah, they lost Kenley, and I agree with Jason. I think like the top 3 are good, but I'm nervous after that. We don't know what Trevor Bauer is or what's going to happen with him, but this is the best offensive lineup I think that I've seen on paper, top to bottom, in years. And I've been a Yankee fan, and this is the best lineup I've seen maybe in my lifetime.
Yeah, this is stupid video game lineup. Mookie Betts, Freddie Freeman, Trey Turner apparently batting third now. Max Muncy, Justin Turner, Will Smith, Chris Taylor, Cody Bellinger, AJ Pollock ninth.
Disgusting.
No, not fair. Not a fair team. Not allowed. It's tremendous. I have them going over. I don't see how they can't. They're going to beat the shit out of the Rockies. They're going to beat the shit out of the Diamondbacks. They're going to crush a lot of teams. A lot of teams.
You sold
Mike-
me. I'll change it. I'll change it to over.
You'll take the over? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mike Haber, you just mentioned the San Diego Padres, who stand at 86.5. No Fernando Tatis for 3 months. But they got Luke Voigt, so that's a plus, right? So you know that guy's going to hit like 280 with 35 bombs this year, right?
Yeah, of course.
He is just going to stuff it up the Yankees' ass this year.
It's going to be Luke Voigt on the Padres, Clint Frazier on the Cubs, and they're just going to rip the crap out of the ball.
Yeah.
Gary Sanchez with the Twins.
There you go. There's the third one. All right. Which one of those guys doesn't have 25 home runs this year?
Clint Frazier.
I think Clint Frazier's the obvious answer there, too. So, 86.5, Mike Haber, for the San Diego Padres.
Oh, man, I'm going to go under. Because I picked the Giants as in second place. So, I mean, even looking at this bullpen, like who's closing games in San Diego? Well, I don't think anyone really knows at this point.
They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dudes rostered as the closer on Roster Resource. Denelson Lamet, Robert Suarez. I've never heard of Robert Suarez. Emilio Pagan, Pierce Johnson, Luis Garcia, and Austin Adams. And meanwhile, like poor Javi Guerra, Craig Stammen, and Tim Hill, they're like, hey, wait a minute, guys. Like, why can't we be the closer?
This could be a committee, like a 9-person committee by the end of the season.
We are kind of forgetting, and he may miss opening day, but Drew Pomeranz is there. He is supposed to be healthy for most of the season at this point, so you know he is a guy still.
He is a person who exists. That is very true. Their rotation right now is Joe Musgrove, Yu Darvish, Blake Snell, Mike Clevenger, and Nick Martinez. Conspicuous by his absence, 2019 standout. Chris Paddock is not in this rotation. Mackenzie Gore remains down there. There's a couple of other guys that are coming through their system, but they just keep bleeding off these prospects to get pieces. And I don't know. I'm not sold here. Jason, are you sold on this?
I kind of am. I know the loss of Tatis is big, but I think they have enough there to weather it. They're better than they were. They should be better than
last year.
They should be better than they were last year. Granted, I know Tatis is out for 3 months, but he's going to come back, and that'll be a midseason boost for them. I do have them finishing second. I like them better than the Giants. What was the over-under?
86.5.
And what was the Giants?
85.5.
Yeah, see, like I feel like they're like both right there. I probably would give the Padres just a slight over, just because I had them finishing second in the division, but it wouldn't be much higher than that.
I don't think this is a 500 team.
Wow.
Without Tatis, you have no idea what that's going to do to the morale of this team. And you're still batting Eric Hosmer in the middle of the lineup. He's still batting fifth. Why? Why? Like, I get you can't get anybody to take him, but you just traded for his replacement. Put him on the fucking bench.
Yeah.
I do like Ha-Seong Kim, for what that's worth. I do like that as a late round pick this year.
Yep.
I think him getting full-time playing time could benefit him immensely. That being said, 83 wins tops is what I'm calling for this, and I have them finishing third. Colorado Rockies. Jason, you are the Colorado expert here. 71.5 wins for the Colorado Rockies.
I am going to go over on that. I had them finishing fourth. The additions of Chris Bryant and now Randall Grichuk, I think, gives the lineup some credibility. So they're going to score runs. I mean, I know it's still not great. Sam Hilliard is garbage. Jose Iglesias is garbage. Elias Diaz is garbage. But like, I don't think McMahon's nothing. I don't think CJ Cron's nothing. Brendan Rodgers could be something. And I mean, are they gonna hit? Are they gonna blow away and come into third, second place? No, but I can see them going a little bit over that for sure.
So a 72 or better win season for the Rockies from Jason Ashby. Mike
They won
Haber?
They won 74 last year. So
And they were really good at home and absolutely dog shit on the road.
Yeah.
If they could even improve on their road record just slightly, this might go over. Mike Haber, how do you see them?
Yeah, I'm going to take the slight over as well. What Chris Bryant can do for a team is pretty remarkable, and how he can play anywhere and give some much needed guys a rest like CJ Cron, or I mean, the only positions he can't play are middle infield, but I wouldn't be shocked if he tried playing shortstop this season, just
Why
for
not?
fun.
It's his
Why
team.
not?
He owns this place.
I mean, when are the Rockies going to get anyone that can throw the baseball? I don't know if that's ever going to happen, but
no, it's not, because Colorado is a hitter's park and it is the hitter's paradise there. Listen, I think Chris Bryant is a hell of a talent. I really do. And I think he's going to see an uptick in productivity over years past. But let's not sit here and pretend like this is like Mike Trout going to Colorado or Bryce Harper going to Colorado. This isn't that level of talent. We have seen one ridiculous season from Chris Bryant. It was his MVP year of 2016, where he hit 39 home runs and 102 RBIs. Mike Haber, I asked this question last week. I don't think anybody agrees with it. Over or under 38.5 home runs for any one single season for Chris Bryant under this contract?
No. Oh, under.
Under, yeah. Yeah. If that's the case, because this dude was hitting 25 and 31 and 29, I could see those numbers and maybe uptick toward 35.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that does much. Charlie Blackmon's another year older and now apparently is the leadoff hitter. He might be the oldest leadoff hitter in the league by a lot.
Yeah, I don't know why he's leading off.
Ryan McMahon got his 2-year deal that bought out his arbitration. CJ Cron has a 2-year deal. Brendan Rodgers hits arbitration in 2 years. Randall Grichuk has 2 years left on. Oh, whoa, what's happening here, guys? Am I noticing a pattern? This team will sell in 2 years. Bet me. They're going to resell all of these pieces. They're finishing last this year. I've got them going under. That leaves us with the Arizona Diamondbacks, who obviously I have going over 66 wins, and I have them finishing fourth. Not by much, but look, if they have 71 wins, I think they're going to be better than the Rockies. Mike Haber, how are you feeling?
No, I don't. What was the number?
66.
66?
Yeah.
I don't know, Joe. I think I got to go under. I have them finishing last.
Okay. All right.
I mean, other than Ketel Marte and Mark Melancon, what else does this team have to offer?
Wait, I thought Zach Gallen had an extensive history of being successful at the major league level. Do you no longer believe in Zach Gallen?
Did I ever believe in Zach Gallen?
Somebody back me up that this dude.
I know somebody believed in Zach Gallen. I don't remember who it was.
Oh man.
I don't remember if it was me, but I may have. I don't know.
I know it wasn't
Listen,
me.
I don't think this team's going to be good, but they can't possibly be worse than they were last year. That's just not realistic.
What if
They
Ketel
lost like
Marte
20
gets hurt?
Ketel Marte is going to get hurt. Fact.
Okay.
There is no way he plays 155 games this year. I will cut off a toe if he plays 155 or better.
Deal.
And yeah, that lineup's not great, but It's David Peralta's okay. Carson Kelly showed a lot of promise last year for a stretch before he also got hurt. We still have Madison Bumgarner on this team. Like, he hasn't been terrific, but what's his floor? A 4 ERA? 4.2?
5.
You think he would throw to a 5?
What did he throw last year?
I'm looking right now. 4.67. It's a 4.6. That was 145 innings too. 124 strikeouts. Is he washed? Like, is he done?
I think so.
At 32? He's done at 32?
He pitched like every single playoff.
There's a lot of mileage on that left arm.
He's got over 2,000 innings already. He threw 200 or more innings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 straight seasons in 7 out of 9 seasons. It's a lot of mileage.
I'll say this: I don't hate this team. I don't think there's any depth. So if and when Ketel Marte goes out or David Peralta goes out, there's nobody to back them up. But from what's currently in the starting lineup and the starting rotation, I don't hate it. They're going to be better than they were last year. They're still finishing last. They won 52. They were 52 and 110 last year, so they're going to be better than that.
They have to be better than that, and I'm asking for 15 more wins out of this team. I'm asking for 15 more wins to get me over and be better than the Rockies. That's all I'm asking for.
I'm still saying this may not be a 100-loss team, but I'm taking the under,
and you have them finishing last. Okay.
Yeah.
So I have it: Dodgers, Giants, Padres, Diamondbacks, Rockies. Jason, you have it: Dodgers, Padres, Giants, Rockies, Diamondbacks. Mike Haber.
Dodgers, Giants, Padres, Rockies, Diamondbacks.
Got it. All right. Let's cap off the NL here with MVP, Cy Young, Comeback Player of the Year, and Rookie of the Year candidates that you believe in for the 2022 season. Let's start with the MVP. Mike Haber, where are you going with this one?
Ooh, all right. I'm gonna pick someone. I can't set this up enough. Mookie Betts.
Okay.
I'm going Mookie Betts. I think that this is the year everything comes together for him in LA. I think last year the world was expected of him. This year the world is expected of Trey Turner and Freddie Freeman. And I think Mookie Betts, if he's hitting leadoff, and there's a DH on this team now, so there's no pitcher hitting in front of him. I could see this guy going back to his MVP form.
Okay. So. I love that. I love that, and I love the eligibility in the bigs. Like, I am all over Mookie Betts if I have to be drafting somewhere in the middle of the first round. Jason Ashby, who do you have as your NL MVP candidate?
Same division. I'm going to go Manny Machado here. With the loss of Tatis, someone's got to pick up the slack, and I don't see why it can't be Machado. He had a dynamite year last year. This offense is not terrible. He's going to carry them. Give me Manny Machado for MVP.
All right, Manny Machado doubling down on the belief in the Padres this season. I'm gonna go Pete Alonso.
Nice,
right?
Nice.
What if Pete hits like 270 with like 42 home runs and 120 RBIs? You could see that in this lineup, couldn't you?
Yeah.
What if he does that? That would be Give me all the Pete Alonso as the MVP candidate. Cy Young, Jason, I'm going to start with you on this one. Which Met are you going with?
Yeah, it has to be DeGrom. If DeGrom is healthy, which I think he's shown already, it has to be DeGrom until it's not.
Right. I did have DeGrom as well, but I'll choose somebody else after Mike Haber tells us who he's going with. And go ahead and just take Max Scherzer, right?
Well, I had DeGrom as well, so I'll switch it up. Let's go to the repeat of Corbin Burns.
Nice.
Interesting.
Nice choice there. And yet you have the Brewers going under 90 wins.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. I am going to go. My choices here are going to be a bit dark horse all the way through this. I'm going to go Sandy Alcantara for NL Cy Young here.
Okay.
I think that's a really interesting piece there.
If I didn't pick DeGrom, that's who I was going to pick.
It's an interesting one. It's an interesting
Yeah.
one. I do love Miami, and I love the situation there. And they're going to give him every opportunity to throw as many innings as he wants. So let's see what you can do. Mike Haber, let's start with you on the comeback player of the year. Who's it going to be in the National League?
I got to stick with my Dodgers here. I'm going to go Cody Bellinger.
He can't be worse, can he?
He can't be worse, and he can be a billion times better. And this guy's ceiling is pretty high. He's still young, and the lineup only got better. So, like, if he's hitting 8th in that lineup, like,
that's where they have him right now, and that is absolutely ridiculous. That he could probably hit anywhere from 3rd to the bottom of the order, depending upon his performance. There's no reason I couldn't see him batting 4th behind Trey Turner and shift Max Muncy around with Justin Turner, and your lineup is even that deeper.
Yeah.
It's a great pick. Jason Ashby, who do you have for comeback player of the year?
Well, I really want to say Francisco Lindor because it's Lindor. But if I'm not picking the homer pick, I'm going to go Mike Clevenger here.
Nice.
That's a good one. Tripling down on the Padres.
Yeah, I am. He was really good, with Cleveland. And even if he's not what that is anymore, even if he's a shade worse than that, that's still pretty good. And he's gonna pitch. He's healthy now. So in the middle of that rotation, I'm going Mike Clevenger here.
It's a good one. And coming off of Tommy John, it's going to be interesting to see how he performs. I will say that my comeback player of the year is a guy who had 400 at-bats last year and hit 248 with single-digit home runs and single-digit steals. In order for Christian Yelich to be any better, it's almost a foregone conclusion.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to hit better than 248. He's going to hit better than 205 than he hit in 2020. Like, I just think he's been hurt for a while. This lineup has improved around him. I won't say it's a great lineup. I'll just say that there are a lot of good pieces around him. He still does need to be the center focal piece here. But does that mean he needs to hit 44 home runs and steal 30 bases? No. But does he need to hit 28 and steal 12? I think you could take that. And I think you'd be happy with that. So give me Christian Yelich there. Let's go to Rookie of the Year. Jason, let's start with you there.
Yeah, I had a few candidates here, but I think I'm gonna go with Hunter Green here with the Reds. He's gonna, if and when he makes his debut, he's gonna be facing the Pirates lineup. He's gonna be facing the Brewers lineup, which is not. I still don't think is great. He's gonna be facing the Cubs lineup. So why not? Why not Hunter Green?
Hunter Green for Jason in Cincinnati. Mike Haber, who do you have for NL Rookie of the Year?
Let's go Seiya Suzuki. Why not? Could see this guy going off. He has some power and speed, and could hit in the center of that Cubs lineup. So
he sure could. And I mean, what would it take for him to win Rookie of the Year? Would it be 27 homers and 90 RBIs? Like, I think that's realistic.
Yeah,
he could probably do worse than that and still win.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Keibert Ruiz. I seem to really like this kid down in Washington. He's being given a pretty good opportunity here, hitting behind Nelson Cruz, hitting behind Juan Soto and Josh Bell. It's a pretty nice lineup, I'll be honest. So I have MVP Pete Alonso, Cy Young, Sandy Alcantara, comeback Christian Yelich, and Rookie of the Year Keibert Ruiz. For Mike, Mookie Betts, Corbin Burns, Cody Bellinger, and Seiya Suzuki. And for Jason, Manny Machado, Jacob deGrom, Mike Clevenger, and Hunter Green. That'll take care of the NL, boys. Let's move over to Mike's division here in the AL East. We're going to start with the Tampa Bay Rays, who won the division last year. Their over-under is 89.5. Mike, I will give you the floor first.
I'm going to say under. I have them finishing 3rd. So I'm gonna never mind. Second, I'm sorry, but I am gonna say under.
Are you just not buying the platoons again, or is this what have the Rays done to not get your belief, or is it just the fact that they're beating the shit out of your Yankees?
I guess part of it is that every year I look at this lineup and I'm never impressed. And like, yeah, Wander Franco, Brandon Lau, Arozarena, but other than those three, what else are we looking at here?
Austin Meadows had 100 RBIs last year.
Yeah.
Yandy Diaz is a power threat. I promise you, he's going to be good this year. He's going to be really, really good this year. They moved Joey Wendell to open up third base for him. Mike Zunino was a 30-homer catcher last year with a 200 average. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But, like, you're not really looking for much else out of him. There's a lot of defense pieces here.
I mean, they don't have Tyler Glass now. I'm not sure if you're going to get guys, anyone that can throw. It was you that mentioned the how many innings was it, Joe?
120 innings was the minimum, and like 2 dudes did it last year for the Rays. One of them was Shane McClanahan. Here's the thing, though. I actually kind of like the way their rotation is played out. Shane McClanahan is obviously going to go now 150. I think we could probably put him down for. Drew Rasmussen, 100 innings. Corey Kluber, 100, 125. Ryan Yarbrough had 140 or 50 last year. He led the team. And Luis Patino, I think, does take a step forward here. I think we see him throwing 125 to 140. But you guys know their bullpen is that deep. Josh Flemings is still a guy, and they get Jalen Beeks back. Jalen Beeks was one of the guys 2 years ago, before he had Tommy John. It's going to be a good team, Mike. I have them finishing second as well. You have them finishing third, right?
No. I have them finishing second.
Second. Okay, yeah. But I have them going over this.
Okay.
I have them going over this.
Okay.
Jason, where do you stand with them?
What's the number?
89.5.
Yeah, I had them under. I had them third. I had them finishing third. And I'm sure they'll prove me wrong, but I'm with Mike. I look at this and I'm just like, I can't get behind it. I know it's been working for them, but if I'm projecting, I can't see it continually working. I do like the lineup, but the pitching is just, I don't know what to make of the pitching. And the fact that they have to deal with the other teams in that division, I'm going under it and not having them finishing third.
Third. All right, let's talk about the team that finished second in the AL East last year. It's the Boston Red Sox. Jason, I'm going to start with you. The over-under, 87 wins.
Yeah, see, I had them going over, and I had them finishing second. This lineup, especially now with Trevor Story in that lineup, this lineup is really sick. I'm expecting big things from Bobby Dahlbeck this year. And the pitching, I don't love the pitching. If they can get something from Chris Sale this year, like that would be huge. I can see them going out and making a deal for another pitcher, sometime during the summer. Either that or, I don't know if they have anybody in their farm system, but I like the Red Sox. I had them finishing second, and I think they could threaten 90 wins.
Mike Haber, this is your arch rival.
Yeah.
And they finished ahead of you last year.
I see them
87 wins.
I see them slightly under 87 wins. To me, this is a third place team. I agree. The lineup is disgusting. But the Chris Sale injury is huge. And I am all in on Nathan Eovaldi this year. I think he's great. But like after that in the rotation, I'm not sure what else you're going to get. Hopefully Tanner Houck can take a step forward. But again, like why have the Red Sox not signed a closer? And it just doesn't, like, is Matt Barnes really someone that you want to depend on to close games for you?
I think they're just more putting their faith in Garrett Whitlock.
Yes.
I think that's the guy, Mike.
Is he the closer this year, though?
I think so.
I think he'll be.
I think he proved something last year. I think they're going to give Matt Barnes the opportunity, and if anything happens to him, then Whitlock will take over. I could see Whitlock improving his stock early in the season and eventually taking over some point in the season. However, I have them under. I have this as a fourth place team, guys. And they're going to win some games just based off of their offense. But in this division, you can't be offensive only. You need to have some semblance of pitching. And when Nate Eovaldi is your ace, and you've got Michael Wacha and Rich Hill on the back end of your rotation, I'm not impressed in the slightest, and I don't think that you're going to be capable of keeping up with the guys in this division. I think this is a fine year, by the way, for them to go, okay, let's see what happens at the end of this year, because Xander Bogaerts might walk. So maybe we don't go all in on this season. We go in next year. I have them under in a fourth place team.
Okay.
Mike Haber, it's time. It's the New York Yankees. 92 wins, over or under?
Under.
Okay.
I'm gonna go under. I hate to say it, but this is my pick for fourth place this year. And the Yankees haven't been in fourth place in this division since God knows when. I don't know. You guys know how insanely confused I was with this offseason. Yes, it is true. The Yankees have improved defensively a lot. Getting IKF to play shortstop, getting Josh Donaldson to play third base, getting rid of Sanchez, having a full year of Joey Gallo in the field. Like this up the middle defensively, this is a way better team. Way better. Gleyber Torres has zero opportunity at shortstop to screw things up. Gary Sanchez has zero opportunity. Like Aaron Hicks is a good fielder too when he's healthy. I just don't see them after Garrett Cole. I don't see them really scaring anyone pitching wise. And they still have way too many strikeouts on this team. And they've underperformed with this core. And until you show me that this core can win, and you're not going to improve in the offseason, offensively or pitching wise, like I can't buy in on this team.
This team is very obviously better offensively than it was last year. Moving Gary Sanchez and Gio Urshela for Josh Donaldson and Anthony Rizzo is an upgrade, right?
Yeah, but Rizzo was on the team last year.
Sure. But now you get 2 full years of him, and you don't have the questions about Luke Voigt because he's gone too. This is a good lineup. The pitching is extremely suspect. The bullpen is a question after this season, which is going to be interesting.
Yep.
But, I mean, by and large, I do like the Yankees pen. I don't love the Yankees pen, but I like it. There's some decent pieces there. 92 wins, though? No. I've got them going under. I've got them finishing third. Jason, how about you?
Yeah. By the way, just to answer Mike's question, the last time they finished fourth in the division was 2016. They still finished above 500 that year.
How many wins did they have that year?
That was 84-78.
Oh, wow.
Prior to that, the last time they finished anywhere below third was in 1992.
Yeah, it's time for a down year for the Yankees. They have to figure out what they're going to do going forward because they still have to sign Aaron Judge. They still got Gleyber Torres if they want him. Or they really need to think about the baby bombers that we saw in 2015 or 16 just didn't really work out. And we need to see some movement forward. This team is one-dimensional. They have no less than 5 guys who essentially do the exact same thing. Judge, Stanton, Rizzo, Gallo, Donaldson. They're all essentially the same guy, and they're 5 deep in the top 5 of your lineup.
Yeah.
I definitely had them under. I had them fourth place. One more cap strain for Josh Donaldson, and that's that. One more cap strain for Giancarlo Stanton. That's that. I, like Mike said, until you can prove that these guys are for real and can actually perform, and be up to their standards, I'm not buying them.
Can we agree that the Yankees rotation is better than the Red Sox rotation, even with Chris Sale in it? Can we agree to that?
It depends what Luis Severino is.
Yeah.
Can he return to form?
And is Nestor Cortez really a
Is
rotation
Tanner
piece?
Houck really? Is Michael Wacha really?
I think the Yankees rotation is stronger. Yes.
Yeah, I think it is, but
I think it's a better rotation.
I don't think it's leaps and bounds, better.
So I'm going to give the edge in rotation to the Yankees. I'm going to give the edge in bullpen to the Yankees. I'm going to give the edge in offense to the Yankees.
I think Red Sox.
I don't think so. Okay.
Yeah.
How good is that? How much better is that Red Sox offense than this? Because this is a good offense. And Mike, this is still going to be a good lineup. You're going to win a lot of games by those 5 dudes at the top all hitting.
We're gonna win games because of the 3-run homer, because of the grand slam. That's how we're gonna win games. Are we gonna win games by putting 5 singles together and chipping away at leads? No, never.
No, it's homer or bust with this lineup, and I mean Brian Cashman is living up to the Bronx Bombers, right? All right.
Yeah,
I've got him finishing third only because I hate the Red Sox rotation even more. Let's go to the Blue Jays. Mike, I will give you the opportunity to gush about them as well. 91 is the number. How far over are you going?
Yeah, I could see this as a 96-97 team winning team. 90. Yep.
Words.
I didn't drink any alcohol. I could see them winning 96-97 games. This team is terrifying top to bottom. They don't really have any holes now that like Jordan Romano has like cemented himself in the back of that bullpen, and like you only got better in the bullpen.
I don't necessarily like their bullpen beyond him though.
Really?
Tim Meza, Adam Simber, Yimi Garcia, Trevor Richards, Julian Merriweather, Ryan Barucki. Like these things are nice for a one-off in the bigs on a Thursday. This is not a good bullpen. They haven't proven to me that they're a good bullpen. They could be, but where did Rafael Dolis all of a sudden go to? Wasn't he supposed to be the guy?
I don't know where he went.
Where's Anthony Kay? Where's Thomas Hatch? We've seen names come in and out of this bullpen over the last couple of years, and nobody seems to stick. Romano's the only one. So I believe in him. I believe in this rotation. This is the best rotation in the AL East, bar none. Barrios, Gosman, Ryu, Manoa, and Kikuchi. Yeah, that's solid. And the lineup is the best in the AL East.
Yep.
And it's top 3 in baseball?
I would say even almost top 2.
Yeah, it's them, the Dodgers, and maybe the Mets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could throw the Braves in there if Acuna's healthy.
I guess you could.
Yeah.
I've got them going way over 91. Jason, same?
Yeah. Is it far-fetched to think of a Blue Jays Dodgers World Series? Like I know we're only in March here, but like those are 2 powerhouses. What a
that'd be kind of fun,
right?
That'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that leaves us with the Baltimore Orioles and Jason 61.5. Are they going to lose 100 games? Is the question here.
Yeah.
You're going under, I assume.
Yeah, I put them with the Pirates. They have some fun pieces, Cedric Mullins, sure, Mountcastle, but the pitching is just awful. I can't give this team any respect. I can't.
Mike Haber, are you going to put any respect on Cedric Mullins' name after he torched you last year?
Sure, on Cedric Mullins' name, but this team is dog crap after that. I mean, there's no way this team gets any higher than 60 wins. This is definitely a 100-loss team. You have to play the Rays, Blue Jays, Yankees, and Red Sox like 50-something times. That's half your losses right there.
Yeah. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna continue to be bad. I don't know when this team is gonna get better. It's probably at least 3 years away. We're not gonna see Adley Rutschman to start the season because he's injured. So that also sucks. So we're running out of things to root for here with the Orioles, other than like, I don't know, Angelo sells the team. Like that's what you have to root for if you're an Orioles fan right now.
I'm rooting for Rougned Odor.
Why? Because he's a former Yankee?
I'm not.
I'm rooting for him to get his facial hair back because your team's policy is antiquated and rooted in bad things. That's all I'll say.
I feel insulted and hurt by that, Joe.
You should be. The fact that people like Andrew McCutchen had to cut his hair and Brian McCann had to shave his beard in the year of our Lord 20 whatever. No, not cool. All right, I've got it finishing out. Blue Jays, Rays, Yankees, Red Sox, Orioles. Mike, I believe you have it. Blue Jays, Rays, Red Sox, Yankees, Orioles.
Yep.
And Jason, as far as I can see here, Blue Jays, Red Sox, Rays, Yankees, Orioles.
Correct.
Big contention in this division. Let's go over to the AL Central now. We're going to talk about the Chicago White Sox. Guys, they won the division last year. It wasn't really all that close. 91.5 is the number for this season. Jason, how do you feel about 92 wins or more for the White Sox?
I like the White Sox. I do have them picked to finish first in the division. I'm seeing them probably more of like a 90-win season. So I guess I would go slightly under. I mean, 90 wins is still nothing to sneeze at. So I think they're going to have a good season. I just, after Lance Lynn and Lucas Giolito, their rotation's a little suspect for me. Their bullpen is stacked.
Yeah.
But and obviously their offense is really good. But I don't see them being better than 90 wins.
Yeah, I've got them going over, but not by much. I think this division's going to be very competitive. Mike Haber, how do you see this?
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Joe. I had them slightly over that number. I think they have a few MVP candidates in this lineup. The top three in the rotation, like Jason said, is great. If Michael Kopech can take a step forward and actually be, a promising starter and give them some length, some innings, I think this could be a really scary rotation. And like Jason said, the bullpen is kind of filthy. So that's why I think that they're pretty like top to bottom, offense, defense, pitching. I think they're pretty solid. And they are playing the grunge of the American League a lot. So
yeah. I like the rotation. I don't love the rotation. Lynn, Giolito, Cease, Keuchel, and Kopech. Kopech needs to take a step forward.
Yeah.
Whether or not he can is yet to be determined. And Dallas Keuchel is the 4. Yeah, that was nice a couple of years ago when you signed him. I think it's time to start thinking about moving on from this dude.
Yeah.
They did sign Vinny Velasquez from the Phillies. That's all right. It's a thing. He's a warm body who could throw a baseball.
The
lineup's sick. The lineup is absolutely sick. And I love a lot of pieces of this. The bottom two leave a little bit to be desired. I think a right fielder would really help them out. Michael Conforto looks like he would fit this lineup beautifully.
Yep.
And I don't see why you don't offer that dude a 1-year prove-it contract and let him walk at the season's end, because you're trying to go for it, essentially. Yeah, I have them going over slightly and winning the division. Guys, the Cleveland Guardians finished second in the division last year, but have sold off some pretty major pieces since then. And we've got some interesting situations with them as well. 76 is the number, Mike Haber.
Under. Give me the under. I think that this team is in last.
I thought I was going to have that hot take.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Me too. I had the same hot take.
Wow.
Hey,
all right. So
look
nobody
at
believes
us.
in the Guardians. That is ridiculous.
New name, but they're still terrible.
Yeah. I mean, the lineup is not anything if Jose Ramirez somehow gets moved. You guys know my love of Franmil Reyes, but come on, like without Jose Ramirez, Franmil Reyes has, I think, 50 runs scored and 62 RBIs and 28 homers. Like he's he is at the mercy of whatever Cleveland's going to do with Jose Ramirez, because after that it's him and Ahmed Rosario and Bobby Bradley, and like this team is garbage. Their left fielder is Stephen Kwan. What is Stephen Kwan?
Rookie of the year candidate.
They're still trying to get Bradley Zimmer to be a thing. Stop trying. It's not going to be a thing.
Yeah, and I mean, they don't really have anybody like coming up. I mean,
no, their pieces coming up were supposed to be Plesac and Savale and
Tristan Nolan Jones is a third base prospect. He's going to be the guy that takes over when they trade Ramirez. Not if, when they trade Ramirez, Nolan Jones will be the guy. Other than that,
and like Clase and Karinchak are good in the bullpen, but after that, it's
the same guys as always. Like former outfielder Anthony Gose is apparently in their bullpen. Like Brian Shaw's back. He was good 5 years ago for them. I mean, I've seen Nick Sandlin ruin people's bullpens in the bigs more than once. Trevor Stephan is a guy that Frank Bucco used a couple of times to minimal success. You remember Eli Morgan last year? People were streaming him. Like, this isn't good. None of this is good.
Too. Yeah.
No, and if anything happens to Shane Bieber, like
that's it. That's it. Yeah, that's absolutely it. So I'm surprised we all have them going under and all have them finishing last. That's pretty insane. Let's talk about the Detroit Tigers. Jason, you're on record. You absolutely man crush on this team. 78.5 over under.
Yeah, I'll go over. I think they're a 500 team. I had them finishing second. You're absolutely right. Miguel Cabrera is slated to hit 6 in this lineup. He can still hit. And now with Javier Baez in that team, I love the pitching. Eduardo Rodriguez gives them, a legitimate ace. And the signing of Michael Pineda, they just signed him last week. And as a number 5, like that just kind of steadies out that rotation with the young guys, Mize and Skubal and Manning. There's even some more young. Spencer Torkelson is in that lineup now. Riley Green is a guy. A kid that's going to come up. I like the Tigers. Give me the over. Give me them at second place.
Second place finish for Detroit. Interesting. Mike Haber, do you echo these sentiments?
I feel the exact same way, Jason. And I also want to give some love to my man, Akil Baddoo.
I know you do.
I love. I could see him go in 2020 this season. So
is he this year's Cedric Mullins? Could he go 30-30?
Oof. 25-25? Let's do that.
Let's cut the difference. Let's call that fair. Guys, I like the lineup. I don't love the lineup. I think Robbie Grossman is nice. I think Javier Baez is interesting, but I think his power numbers are going to come way down. What if he hits 17 home runs this year instead of 30? Like, that would be a substantial difference. Spencer Torkelson, I mean, we saw rookies struggle last year. There's no guarantee he's going to come out of the gates completely hot. Tucker Barnhart isn't a hitter. Victor Reyes is barely a person. Like, it's okay. It's okay. It needs to improve. And I feel the same way about the rotation. Eduardo Rodriguez is not a bona fide ace. Sorry. He's just not. He was the number 3 in Boston. He's getting a big contract. I think the move improves him. But is he an ace? Probably not. Would you want him as your number 1 in the bigs?
My number 1, no.
Exactly. So,
but I think he's a nice steady piece for this rotation.
I think this entire rotation is a bunch of 3s right now, and they could be as good as high 2s. Casey Mize is the guy I would watch, and that I think is gonna take the biggest step forward.
Yeah.
I have them going over, but I have them finishing 3rd, and I don't think that's any slight on them. I think that an 81 season would be tremendous, and I think that's right where you want to pinpoint what you want to do this season is finish at or above 500.
Yeah.
The Kansas City Royals sit at 76. Mike Haber, 76 for the Kansas City Royals.
Yeah, I'm gonna go slightly over. This is kind of a fun a fun team here. So I'm going to definitely go slightly over. I think Bobby Witt is exactly combining Bobby Witt, Whit Merrifield, and Adalberto Mondesi is just such a fun core of players, and not to mention Salvador Perez, who can bring them all home. Carlos Santana now doesn't have as much pressure on him. Yeah, they added Zach Greinke. That's something. That's just a person that they
It's
had.
a veteran presence for these young pitchers. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Brad Keller, Brady Singer, Chris Bubich, they get to learn at the foot of Zach Greinke. The offense isn't great. I don't hate it. I certainly do love Bobby Witt hitting second versus hitting fifth where they had him initially. I like Andrew Benintendi in the cleanup hole there too, as the lefty that starts the switch hitting situation toward the bottom of the lineup. You have them going slightly over. I have them going slightly under. I think 75 or 74 wins is certainly a respectable season. They're not where the Tigers are yet. They will be in another year. But I've got them finishing fourth. Jason, where do you stand with them?
Yeah, I had them finishing third, and I'm gonna go with Mike. I think they're gonna be just slightly over. I for the same reasons. I think this is a fun team. I don't know if Carlos Santana is necessarily the long-term fit there, but they have so many young guys coming up. I don't love the pitching. I think it has potential. We'll have to see if these guys can take the next step. But I think they're promising enough that I had them finishing third.
All right. Mike Haber, where did you have them finishing after going over 76?
I just had them finishing fourth.
Yeah. Okay. So that leaves us with the Minnesota Twins. And fellas, the number is 80. It's essentially, are they going to finish at or above 500 or not? Jason, we'll start with you.
I'm going to have to say no. I'm going to put them under because I had them finishing fourth. I know that the lineup is probably not as bad as I'm making it out to be.
That lineup's pretty good, man.
Yeah, they do have Correa now.
Buxton, Arise, Correa, Polanco, Sano, Kepler, Sanchez, Kirilloff, and Urshela. That is a professional hitter at all nine positions.
Yeah.
There's 40 homer upside in 2 of them. There's 30 homer upside in, say, 5 of them? Would you count Kepler?
Yeah.
Either Kepler or Kirilloff, I feel like, would have 30 homer upside.
I mean, the pitching leaves lots to be desired.
Yeah, but they're playing against the Royals, and they're playing against, the Guardians.
Yeah.
I think they could be 500.
I lost sight of the fact that they signed Correa, so I'm going to have to switch the Royals and the Twins in my division predictions, too.
All right, so you've got the Twins finishing third and the Royals finishing fourth. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Mike Haber, where do you stand with this?
What was the number again?
80.
Yeah, I could see them at 500 this year because I picked them third. So I'm going to go slightly over. Basically for the reasons you just said, Joe. I think they have some fun arms in the bullpen. I like Jorge Alcala, Tyler Duffy. I kind of also like Bailey Ober and Joe Ryan in the rotation. I feel like that's kind of fun. They did add Sonny Gray, who I despise as a human, but I mean, maybe
is that only because he wasn't good in New York? Is that okay?
Yeah,
fair enough.
100%.
Yeah, okay.
They also have
Jed Lowry. Got it.
Yeah. They also have Dylan Bundy, so hopefully he doesn't throw up on that mound. But
over or under 5.8 ERA last season for Dylan Bundy?
Over?
Yeah, it was a 6.06 ERA last year.
Gross.
Remember when he was good in 2020 and everybody's like, oh my God, he's figured it out. No, what if he's just shit?
Yeah.
I mean, look, I like Sonny Gray in this rotation for much the same reasons I liked Zach Greinke in Kansas City. It's fine. It's okay. It's going to help out the young kids. Kenta Maeda being in this rotation would be a lot nicer, but you're not going to see him this year. Yeah, Tommy John. And you're not going to see friend of the program and mascot of my 2020 squad, Randy Dobnak. You're going to see him. It's not happening. That's okay. The team is going to get better. Royce Lewis all of a sudden doesn't have a place to play with Correa showing up, and that was their top prospect and like 62nd overall prospect in the top 100. I have them going over. I actually have them finishing second. I think that this lineup of veteran hitters and a rotation with a couple of veteran arms, I think this could be better than Detroit. We're only a couple of years removed from them winning the division, right? They just had a really shit year last year.
Yeah.
All right, so I have it White Sox, Twins, Tigers, Royals, Guardians. Mike, the White Sox, Tigers, Twins, Royals, Guardians. And Jason, the same. White Sox, Tigers, Twins, Royals, Guardians. All right, moving on to the AL West. And this is whose shirt I'm wearing. It's the Houston Trastros. Their number sits at 92. Mike Haber, you once again have the floor.
I think that they go over, unfortunately. Just when you think this team is, going to fall back, I don't see it happening. They got Justin Verlander back. Yeah, they lost Correa, and that's going to actually, cut into their win total, I think. But like Kyle Tucker is a superstar. Jordan Alvarez is a superstar. Alex Bregman, I think, is going to be. I mean, he's definitely going to be better this year than he was last year. It scares me that like McCullers is hurt, Greinke's gone, but yeah, they got Verlander back. So like, I can't see this team having any less than 90 wins. So I could see them going over.
Interesting from a Yankee fan, respecting the Houston Astros, what they've put together the last 5-6 years. Jason Ashby, how do you feel about this roster, and are they going to break the 92 win threshold?
I think they could. Yeah, I'm going a little bit over. For really the same reason that Mike just said. I mean, yes, they lost Correa and Greinke, and McCullers is hurt, but they're deep enough to make that work. I don't know if Chas McCormick is really a starter, but I mean he's batting 7th, so like. It doesn't matter. But Altuve is still a star. Brantley is solid. Bregman. I mean, this lineup is so deep. I don't see how they don't at least hit 90, and I can see 93, 94 wins for them for sure.
And that's the thing. What if they just win 90 games? Like, it'll still be a good season, right?
Yeah.
They didn't replace Correa. They still haven't replaced Springer with anybody of substance in this lineup.
Right.
And they lost Greinke. And they lost McCullers. And Verlander's coming off of Tommy John. There's enough question marks here that make me go, all right, I could see how they take a step backwards. It doesn't have to be a dramatic step backwards. 90, 89 wins, I can live with that. I'll take the under. They still win the division, though. I think that's a foregone conclusion. That will bring us to the other of the two teams that Jason Ashby is in love with. That'll be the Seattle Mariners. I'm pretty sure all three of us are going to have the over on 86.5.
I'll take the over for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Mike?
Yeah, I'll take the over.
All right. That's an easy one. I felt like we could just skip through that one. I also think we're going to be kind of the same here with the Oakland Athletics. 72.5 is the number. Mike Haber.
I got to go under.
Yeah, I have them under as well.
Yeah, I mean, also like they're gonna if they don't sell off or trade off Mania and Montas like before the season, like they're gonna be gone in July.
Who is the starting first baseman for the Oakland Athletics on opening day?
And I want to answer it because I'm looking at it too, and I was going to say the same exact thing.
Even if that's not accurate, I would love to see Mike Haber pull out of his ass any of the names that would be first base eligible on this team.
Is Seth Brown still a person?
That would be a person. That would be a person who would be eligible. There's also Eric Thames, and apparently Roster Resource seems to think that Billy McKinney is going to play first base.
Isn't he a center
outfielder?
fielder?
He's like a fourth outfielder.
except for on the 2021 Mets when he was
He was a
third
starting
outfielder.
center fielder for a period of time. Yes, he
Yeah.
was. Yes, he was. All right. Jason, I would assume you also have it under 72.5. Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Los Angeles Angels. This is going to be an interesting conversation, gentlemen. Jason, I'm going to start with you here. 84 is the number.
I will go under, but I do think that they push 500. I don't hate this team. I mean, a team with Ohtani and Trout, assuming health, and Rendon and Walsh, they're going to score runs.
And no pitching.
I don't hate the pitching. I don't know if to me the question is Patrick Sandoval. Like, is he number 3? Can he be something real? But like, I don't hate this team. I had them finishing third, and I can see them pushing 500.
Mike Haber, 84 is the number, over or under?
That is a tough number because it's. Do we see them going above 500? I'm gonna take the over on the Angels. I think that they can finish. Yes, this lineup is healthy. I'm banking on a bounce back from Trout and Rendon. I think Joe Adell could be something huge this year. That's like, a lot of people aren't really talking about him this year because he kind of faltered last season. This team is such an enigma. I don't ever know what to predict for this team, but I'm going to take the slight over.
This team hasn't finished over 84 wins since 2015, when they went 85 and 77 and finished third in the AL West. No, thank you. I will take the under.
Okay.
This is going to be a bad team again. They're going to finish third, though, because I don't believe in the Rangers as much. Like, I think finishing with 77 wins again will still get them third place, and they're not going to be good. Look,
I love the bullpen too. I think the bullpen is solid.
You do.
Yeah.
Iglesias, Tepera, Mike Myers, Aaron Loop, Archie Bradley. This smells like a Phillies bullpen, bro. It walks like a Phillies bullpen. It quacks like a Phillies bullpen. I'm not ready to say it's a Phillies bullpen because Raisel Iglesias is good. But what if he's not?
But and Joe Madden is a good manager. Like I don't know.
Joe Girardi's a good manager.
No.
This is the Phillies of the West. This is all of these stacked stars in this lineup can't seem to get over 500. Give me under. They're finishing third. That'll finish us out with the Texas Rangers. The number, Mike Haber, is 73.
Oh, I'm gonna take the slight over, but I don't think that they finish over. I don't think they get to 500. I don't even think they get to 80 wins. But a slight over, given the upgrade in their lineup. Not only with Semien and Seager, but I also really like Mitch Garver in that lineup. And I mean,
how many starting pitchers can you name?
Yeah, no, I can name John Gray and Dane Dunning, and that's probably it.
Martin Perez, Taylor Hearn, and AJ Alexy. Those are the guys.
No clue.
The bullpen is Joe Barlow and Bob Barlow and Spencer Barlow and Greg Barlow Holland and Garrett Richards is on this team. John King, Ben's former neighbor, is on this team. It's not a good team. And Semien, Seager, Garver, Nathaniel Lowe, Adolis Garcia, Cole Calhoun, Bad Miller, Andy Ibanez, and Willie Calhoun. The lineup started out really great and then collapsed like a flan. Just fell apart after about the 4 spot. I am interested in Nathaniel Lowe and Mitch Garver. I do want in on those pieces this year.
Yes.
Because they're hitting behind Semien and Seager.
Do we know what happened to Jose Leclerc? And is he potentially coming back this season?
Tommy John in March of last year. You might be able to see him in the second half of this year, but
okay.
Yeah. And Jonathan Hernandez is right behind him. He had Tommy John in April of 2021. So
that's too bad. Those are two great,
incredibly talented pieces that might never be the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've got him finishing fourth. I will take the over on 73. Jason?
Yeah, I'll give him a slight over. I could see him like 75, 77 wins, but I'm with you guys. Fourth place, not 500 team. Promising, but there's lots of holes that are not going to be filled.
This isn't a complete team yet. This is what the Blue Jays were a couple of years ago when they were just getting Bo Bichette and Vlad Guerrero. Check back in with them in 3 seasons and see how we look.
Yeah.
That will bring us to the MVP, Cy Young, comeback, and Rookie of the Year talks for the American League. Mike Haber, I'm going to start with you on the MVP.
I was torn between 2 players here, but I can't ignore this lineup, so I'm going to take Bo Bichette as my AL MVP.
It's a good one. Dude went, 25-20 last year? And 30-30 is pretty much a foregone conclusion. I like it.
Especially batting 300, yeah.
Yeah, and hitting right behind George Springer, the best leadoff hitter in baseball. I'll take it. Jason Ashby, who do you have for AL MVP?
I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go Eloy Jimenez. I like him in that lineup. He's not the guy in the lineup, but I think he's talented enough where he can carry them for a little bit. And if he's fully healthy, give me Jimenez for MVP.
It's an interesting pick. I liked this a couple of years ago as well. And at some point, that is going to be the guy who takes over the Jose Abreu spot in that lineup as the RBI guy. He's not there yet, and he's supposed to hit 5th right now. But I could take that. I could see a way he's hitting 3rd or 4th by the end of the season.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to take this guy that had kind of a shit year last year, and I think is capable of being an MVP. And the reason I say he's capable of an MVP is because he's won fucking 3 of them. If Mike Trout's healthy, he's the MVP in the AL. Just stop. We're not having this conversation. He's the best player ever, and if he's healthy, he's going to win the MVP. Let's talk about the Cy Young. Jason, let's go to you for the Cy Young first.
Yeah, this one was tough for me. But I'm gonna double down on the White Sox. I'm gonna go Lucas Giolito here. I think he's shown he's got enough potential. He's got the skills. He had a really good year last year. I can see him, leading this team into the playoffs. So give me Giolito.
It's a hell of a pick. I know because it was mine, and I think on a winning team like that and the capability that he has to strike dudes out at an alarming rate, it's gonna be a good season for him. Mike Haber, who is your Cy Young candidate?
I don't usually do this like the obvious choice, but I don't like a lot of starters in the AL. I was peeling through all these teams, and I'm like, besides Giolito, who came into mind, and I do like some of the Blue Jays starters, but I feel like they're all a number 2. I don't see Kevin Gausman being a Cy Young winner, so I have to go Garrett Cole. I think he's the standout pick, premier pitcher in the AL still.
It's a good pick. Pick. I do like it. There's nobody on the Rangers. There's nobody on the Angels. There's nobody on the A's. There's nobody on the Mariners even right now, except for that guy who was the AL Cy Young winner last year. So if I can't have Lucas Giolito, can I have a bounce back? Can I have a redo on Robbie Ray? Last year I was out on him completely, and I like the move to Seattle. So I am willing to go there and take Robbie Ray for a back-to-back Cy Young. Probably not going to happen, but I like it. Comeback Player of the Year, Mike Haber. Let's start with you.
Let's go Justin Verlander. I could see him returning to form or something close to form.
I mean, why wouldn't he throw 180 innings this year?
Yeah.
There's no reason for him not to. You're not saving him for his age 38 season or 39 season. You're not saving him for anything. You're trying to win now. Yeah. 180 innings, I think, is a great bounce back.
Mm-hmm.
Jason Ashby, who do you have as bounce back player of the year?
You're probably gonna hate this one, but I'm going Noah Syndergaard.
Ew.
Why not? I mean, even if he's not even if he's not great, like he can be good and still win comeback player of the year.
Let's hear it. I want to hear it.
How is he not just Matt Harvey? At this point, like, how is he just not Matt Harvey?
He's better than Matt Harvey.
He's better than Matt Harvey.
Yeah.
Matt Harvey did things that Noah Syndergaard never dreamed of doing.
When all is said and done, he'll be better than Matt Harvey, yeah.
Okay. I will take that bet that Noah Syndergaard falls on his face this year and has to take, like, an Orioles or a Pirates gig next year, because this is a one-year prove-it contract. I will say that he will more likely fall on his face than pitch to an ERA under 4. You have Noah Syndergaard at 4.00 ERA or under. I have 4 or higher. And we'll say 100 innings minimum.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the first bet of the 2022 season. I'm taking over 4 ERA for Noah Syndergaard. Jason under the 4 ERA. Mike, you want in on this?
With a minimum of 100 inning pitch.
100 inning minimum.
Can I say an ERA of 4?
You're gonna take the push?
No, I just don't want in on this bet.
Okay, very well.
Because I don't think he reaches 100 innings, so that's why I'm out.
There's that. All right. Can I take Anthony Rendon? Like, it's just kind of an easy one here. It's kind of a layup. And I feel like Rendon is going to do really well in that lineup once he stays healthy, if he stays healthy. And I think he's a great value this year in the bigs as well.
Yeah.
Let's move to Rookie of the Year. Jason, let's start with you for Rookie of the Year. You said you had quite a list.
I do. And I honestly, I don't know which one to pick. So at risk of not taking any of your guys's, I'm going to go Jeremy Pena, because I don't think the Astros are going to replace Correa outside the organization. So I think he's going to get an opportunity to play. And in that lineup, like, he could do really well. So, yeah, I'm going to go Jeremy Pena here for the Astros.
I don't see a way he moves to the top of the lineup, though.
He doesn't need to.
I mean, Chas McCormick and Martin Maldonado hitting around it doesn't give him too much of an opportunity. And I just don't see a way he cracks the top 6, because all of those guys are proven and stars.
Wait till Michael Brantley gets hurt or Alex Bregman gets hurt.
Yeah, I mean, that's realistic. It's a nice pick. I can't poo-poo it too bad. It's Correa's replacement. They're going to give him every opportunity. Mike Haber, who is your Rookie of the Year in the AL?
How can I not pick Bobby Witt Jr.?
Yeah.
How can I not? This could be a 30-30 player. Maybe not this year, but potentially next year. And you don't have to be 30-30 to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, I am stoked about this guy showing up. I'm stoked about guys like Julio Rodriguez and a few others showing up as well. But I'm just going to go ahead and take Shane Baz. Listen, McClanahan is now the ace. Stands to reason it's time to bring up another kid that just is unbelievable. And yeah, Shane Baz is my pick for Rookie of the Year. So I got Mike Trout, Robbie Ray, Anthony Rendon, and Shane Baz. I say all of those saying that the Angels are going to finish under 84 wins in the 3rd place. Mike Haber has Bo Bichette, Garrett Cole, Justin Verlander for the bounce back, and Bobby Witt. And Jason with Eloy Jimenez, Lucas Giolito, Noah Syndergaard, and Jeremy Pena as the Rookie of the Year. Guys, this has been a fantastic show. Thank you guys so much for being here. Mike Haber, appreciate you staying up late with us.
Yeah, no, this is so much fun. Thanks for having me, Joe.
Jason Ashby, thank you as well. I hate to shit on Noah Syndergaard anymore. I have loved him for a while, but that guy needs to go the way of Matt Harvey.
Thor in Disneyland, I love it.
It's interesting. Thanks for being here tonight, man.
Yeah, absolutely. I enjoyed all every time. Love talking baseball with you guys. Guys, we are So close to opening day. I cannot wait.
2 weeks. 2 weeks
2
from
weeks.
today is opening day. We have drafts coming up here. This Sunday, we're going to be doing a live of a Dynasty League, or is it just a Keeper League?
Keeper.
It's just a
Keeper
Keeper League that we are going to be drafting on ESPN. We'll be here. Hopefully, we can get some of the guys from that league on. I have reached out to them to see what's going to happen, and we'll see. But that should be fun. And of course, we've got the Bigs draft coming up on April the 3rd, which you guys know we do the incredible draft special. Super excited. Guys, thank you again so much for being here. For those of you watching on YouTube, go ahead and click that subscribe button and ring that bell so that you know when we go live and when we upload new content. For those of you listening on Spotify's, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, or any of the other listening platforms, thank you so much. Go ahead and give us a 5-star review. Share it with your friends. Leave us a review if you're able to on the platform of your choice. Follow us on TikTok for any bloopers. None coming from this show, but I also have started putting up really hot takes. And the Chris Bryant take really went well on TikTok. So follow us there for outtakes and hot takes. Until next time, guys, it's been real, it's been fun, and it is always real fun in the Bigs. We'll see you next time.